I am a Hollow Knight master. I've done everything there is to do in this game. I've beaten the game with permadeath on. I've beaten every single boss hit list, so I think I have the credit to do what I'm about to do. I'm going to fight and rank every single boss in Hollow Knight. We're going to be putting them in tiers, and inside each tier they will be ordered. And I'd just like to say, I'm not sure there's any boss in Hollow Knight that doesn't have a place in the game. Every single boss is there for a reason, and I'm happy for their inclusion, regardless of their tier. With that being said, let's start our list. Starting off with number 46, Flukmarm. Flukmarm, unfortunately, is nothing more than something cool to find. Well, maybe not cool, maybe just gross. She dies incredibly fast, and if you've upgraded your nail a few times, her ads die in a single hit, which just makes the fight a pushover. If you die to Flukmarm, man, maybe just give up on Hollow Knight. Number 45, Enraged Guardian. Enraged Guardian, although harder than his counterpart, the only change they make to him is that he does 2 damage. However, to access this fight, you need to acquire the double jump, which just completely trivializes the fight entirely. The fight was much more fun when it was hard for me to time my jumps over the lasers. Sorry, Enraged Guardian, you're going in the trash. Number 44, Massive Moss Charger. Now, although Massive Moss Charger is incredibly cute, and I would love to take him home and put him in my pocket, he's just not intimidating. In God Home, if you have Quick Nail, you can just juggle him over and over again and just immediately one-round him. Occasionally, his jumping attack will damage you, but not enough for you to die. Sorry, Moss Charger, it's time for you to go back to the grass. Number 43, Crystal Guardian. Everything I said earlier about Enraged Guardian, except you're weaker when you do this fight, which makes it a little more fun. But unfortunately, I just don't ever see anyone dying here. Just jump. Literally just jump. Just jump. Come on, dude. Just fucking jump. This guy needs to develop more counterplay. And rounding out F tier at number 42, Winged Nosk. I don't know why this was an addition to the game. It was only added in the God Home DLC, and there are so many better bosses they could have made a second version of. But instead they gave us this? It's a worse version of Vengefly King with a few unpredictable moves, a huge hitbox, and it's Nosk. Fuck Nosk, dude. I hope I never have to fight Winged Nosk again. Someone needs to ground this guy. I'm sick of him. Starting off D tier at number 41, we have No Eyes. No Eyes is just kind of a nothing burger of a fight. Jump around the arena, hit her only when she's close to you. If you grade for hits on her, you're gonna take damage, and obviously we don't want that. I guess just jump around and hit her, and she just sings this annoying song the entire time. Honestly, if it wasn't for the song, maybe she could have gotten C tier. Number 40, Vengefly King. Vengefly King is incredibly simple. You find him very early in the game where he's a little more difficult, but at the end of the day, he only spawns guys and charges. Jump over him, pogo on his head, and move on to the next boss. Or ignore him entirely and watch Zoe die like I did. Number 39, Oblobble. Oblobbles just really aren't that hard to fight. All they do is shoot things out and fly around. However, when you kill the first one, the second one starts going beast mode, which is incredibly annoying for a Radiant fight. It's almost impossible to dodge all of these. But just get a little lucky, hit him a few times, and you'll be done with this fight in no time. Honestly, for coming at the end of a Coliseum challenge, just not very hard. Number 38, Gruesmother. Gruesmother might be the first boss that is encountered for a lot of you. But for that, she's nothing special. She flies around and charges and bounces. I mean, there's nothing else to it. Normal mother stuff. After you kill her, she gives birth to all of her babies, which you will now have to take care of for the next 18 years before paying for all of their college. So good luck with that. Dude, I don't even remember the numbers. I need to start keeping track. Number 37, God Tamer. God Tamer is incredibly underwhelming. It kind of feels like Watcher Knight 2, but the little bug lady doesn't actually do any attacks. She has a single jump attack she does, and if you run into her, you take damage. But besides that, the other guy just rolls around like a Watcher Knight and spits stuff at you. You don't even need to kill the bug lady. Just kill the pet, and she'll go down too. Honestly, incredibly underwhelming for being at the end of the hardest trial in the Coliseum. I can't believe this girl's called God Tamer when this dude's not even a duke. Send him back to the kitchen. I don't know what that means. Number 36, Traitor Lord. You fight Traitor Lord at a point in the game where you're just way too strong to be fighting this guy. He does 2 damage, which is a little bit scary, but you just got Shade Cloak, and honestly, Traitor Lord is just the Shade Cloak tutorial. I really don't see anyone dying to this guy more than a few times, and if Cloth helps you, probably not even once. Sorry, Traitor Lord, you should have stayed with the Mantis Sisters while you had the chance. Next, we will be moving on to the C tier. At number 35, we have Marmu. Marmu is literally just a game of paddleball. That's it. It's just Paddle Ball. I have nothing else to say. He's cute. He's kind of like a dog. Like if I could take him home. I think I already said this about someone. Bye, Marmu. Number 34, Brooding Moloch. Brooding Moloch can actually be the first boss you find in the game with just a little bit of pogo shenanigans. He kind of teaches you the basics of Hollow Knight. Don't get hit by melees, dodge the bullet hell-like attacks, and pump out as much damage as you can. Honestly, a great fight to teach you a lot about Hollow Knight, but nothing special. And what makes him so brooding? Like, what's he even thinking about? Number 33, Soul Warrior. Soul Warrior should maybe not even be considered a boss, but if he is, he's not a bad one. He teleports around randomly, making you have to stay on your toes ready to dodge, and if you're not ready for him, he might get you. He actually almost ended my permadeath run, which if you're watching this right now, is live on my channel. Go give it a watch. It's 2 hours of highly edited content, and it's a great watch. And if you like Hollow Knight, I promise you'll love the video. But back to Soul Warrior. There's nothing else to say about him. Number 32, Nosk. Unlike Winged Nosk, Nosk is actually a fight to respect. He has a pretty high chance of killing you if you're not ready for him, and he's just fast and erratic. My main problem with him is that while you're chasing him down, sometimes he just stops in the middle of the battlefield incredibly abruptly, forcing you to run into him and take damage. Besides that, he's an alright boss. That's just a little scary, but the reveal after following yourself is so cool. He's at least belongs in C tier. Number 31, Elder Hu. Elder Hu is an okay fight that is just made pointless after getting Shade Cloak. You can dash through every single one of his attacks. Just dish out as much damage as you can. Sorry, Elder Hu, but you literally can't hit. Now I know why they call you Elder Hu, because no one even knows who you are, bro. Number 30, Broken Vessel. Now, Broken Vessel is a very cool fight that is made underwhelming by how squishy he is. If you walk in and just shoot a few fireballs, shit, you might be done with the fight. But his moves are cool. I like how he dashes on the ground and in the air to keep you on your toes while also jumping around. All of his projectile attacks are very fun to dodge and weave attacks in and out of. Shit, this could maybe be your favorite boss in the game, which I'd understand. I'd think you were stupid, but I'd get it. Number 29, the Collector. The Collector is a really cool boss in theory. He doesn't really have any attacks at all. He jumps around and occasionally will jump at you, but besides that, he spawns different kinds of enemies in the boss room. If you can kill him in one hit, congratulations, the fight's easy. But on Radiant, he summons harder enemies, including the Primal Aspid. Oh, and remember, it's Radiant, so if you get hit once, you die. The Collector took 4 hours away from my life, and for that, he can't be higher than C tier. Sorry, Collector. Number 28, Markoth. I guess Collector and Markoth are both at the top of C tier for the same reason. They're okay bosses that just do not follow the rules of the God Home well. Once they're on Radiant and even Ascended, these fights are just ridiculous and not fun anymore. Are they okay in the normal game? Yeah, but they're still only okay. And in these modes, they're so bad, they're bumped all the way down to C tier. If you don't know Markoth, he's got shields around him protecting him. If you touch those shields once in Radiant, you die. He also summons nails randomly to shoot at you from around the stage. If you get hit by one, you die. Also, there's no floor, so if you accidentally fall off, well, you get the point. I don't need to say it again. Fuck you, Markoth. Suck my balls. Rounding off B tier at number 27, we have Zero, or Shiro, or Zero? I don't know. The first Dream Warrior you'll probably fight, Zero is incredibly cool. He just has a few nails next to him that he throws at you and collects. At some point, he'll spawn 2 more, just making the fight a little bit more faster paced. Fun fight, simple but easy, just like most of the Dream Warrior fights. Number 26. Gorb. Gorb is like Zero, but he shoots his spikes out in the middle. He starts out by shooting nails 1 time, then twice, then 3 times. Incredibly simple, but I just think he's such a silly guy. I love the noises he makes, and seeing him brings a smile to my face. If you're watching this right now, make sure you drop a hi Gorb in the comments. Hey Gorb. Number 25, Hornet Sentinel. I'm gonna save most of my Hornet talk for Hornet Protector. All you need to know is you fight Hornet Sentinel much later in the game when you've scaled up a lot, and she just hasn't. The fight's barely faster, her moves are just as predictable as the first time, and although it's cool to fight her again for the final lore of the game, it's just underwhelming. There's no way it can be higher than B tier. Number 24, False Knight. False Knight is your first real boss in Hollow Knight, and for doing that, he teaches you Hollow Knight well. I guarantee if it's your first time playing, you will die to him, but also, he's very easy, even at the start of the game. You can kind of one-round him, and if you know what you're doing, just not take a hit at all. You can kill this guy almost instantly. When you fight this guy, oh, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn what Hollow Knight's like. It's savage, it's brutal, but if you learn what you're supposed to do, it's amazing. Most bosses can be executed first try, and there's very little RNG in the game. So just get good. Number 23, Galleon. Galleon's got a really cool design. He has a bouncing scythe that you just have to dodge left and right. If it hits the corner of the map, sometimes it's incredibly hard to dodge, but for the most part, you can just dash out of it. He then spawns 2 more balls that will slowly bounce around the arena that also have to be dodged while you're damaging him. Just a good fight. It's fun to dodge the scythe, and the balls just add an extra layer to it. Thanks, Galleon, for showing me your balls. Number 22, Soulmaster. Soulmaster is your first magic fight in the game. He doesn't really fight you at all with his body. He fights you with moves and projectiles. Except this one dash move, we don't need to talk about that. He's a fun fight, giving you small openings to attack, and you have to be patient against him. And you know you shit yourself the first time that stage 2 happened. But unfortunately, he just can't be any better than B tier. Fun fight though, and I'm very happy with its placement in the game. Number 21, Umu. In God Home, Umu's nothing special. You hit the jellyfish into him, and you can kill him very fast. But in the normal game, who is this fight cool? You have to wait for Coral to attack him, creating this weird timer where you're running around the arena, hoping to not die, waiting for Coral to fit his next attack in until he does. And when he does, oh, does it feel good to get those hits in. The cinematic value of this fight alone is enough to keep it here, but it's just a fun fight. I love dodging the electricity, and it's really cool to get to fight with Coral. And the version with the jellyfish really isn't all that bad. Number 20, Lost Kin. Lost Kin is everything you wanted the Broken Vessel fight to be. It's faster, it gives you less opportunities to heal because of the orange ghouls it spawns around the map, and he has much more health. So now you can't just fireball him twice and win. However, to compensate for this, you get rewarded by making him stagger easily, giving you a little bit more time to breathe in the fight. But the orange ghouls don't stop spawning, so don't try and fit too many heals in. Lost Kin is a great dream fight and really opens you up to the more fast-paced bosses in Hollow Knight. If you struggle with Lost Kin, well, get ready for what's coming. Number 29, Failed Champion. Failed Champion is so fast compared to False Knight that I am never ready for it. The fight starts and he's immediately jumping, moving twice as fast and bonking you for 2 damage. Rocks are falling from the sky, mess up once, and one is going to bonk you on the head and make you take damage. But at the end of the day, it's fast-paced just like False Knight. If you can tell when he's attacking and when he's jumping and dodge correctly, you'll be able to get through this fight. But if you can't, get ready to have a hard fight. Me and this guy have beef because he didn't end one of my permadeath runs, but he was the cause of it. So, fuck you, Failed Champion. Number 18, Soul Tyrant. Soul Tyrant is everything the Soul Master was, but faster, bigger, and more explosive. It's really fun to sneak your hits in this fight. He's teleporting around the map so fast that it's really hard to hit him, and it feels very rewarding when you get to do so. At the end of the day, it's just fast Soul Master, but dang, fast Soul Master was a fight I really want. And now we're getting to the really good fights in Hollow Knight. It's time for the A tier. At number 17, we have Hornet Protector. The first version of Hornet is a much better fight than Hornet 2 in my opinion. It's much more slow paced, but it hits you at the perfect time in Hollow Knight for you to be ready for a challenge. This is going to be the first boss that really gives you a run for money and makes you think, fuck, can I play this game? Am I good enough to play Hollow Knight? But you are. Just give it 5 to 10 tries. I promise you'll get through her. She's got a few dash attacks that will throw you for her toes, and even her big spaghetti attack still gets me to this day when I'm trying to chase her down and fight her. Great fight, and I'm very excited to play as Hornet in Silk Song. Number 16, Hive Knight. Hive Knight is the Hornet 2 fight that you wanted and never got. Hive Knight just pretty much has all of the abilities that Hornet 2 has, but he's actually hard. His attacks are fast-paced, his nails that fly around the screen can get you at any point in time, and his Bee Swarm attack is so cool. Hive Knight's just a great fight and a very good reward for getting to the end of a secret area in Hollow Knight. Number 15, Watcher Knights. Watcher Knights are kind of this game's version of either the Four Kings or the Abyss Watchers from the Dark Souls series. You start off fighting one, but then a second one comes in, and you have to handle them both at once. I believe there are a total of 6 guys for you to deal with that are coming in and out of the fight. They've all got very basic movesets, but when combined together, they can pack a punch quickly. This is the hardest mandatory fight in Hollow Knight, and you can see why. If you're not ready, they will get you, and they did end one of my permadeath runs. I salute you, Abyss Watchers. I mean, Watcher Knights. It's weird that they even have the same name. Number 14, Dung Defender. Dung Defender has such a good energy to him. Most of the fights in Hollow Knight feel stressful and like you're against a big, unsurmountable enemy. But Dung Defender feels like your friend. He's making wrestling noises and jumping around the battlefield. His moves are very cool, and he's just overall fun to fight. Unfortunately, Descending Dark does knock him out of the ground, which makes this fight a little bit trivial. It's still an amazing fight and deserves its spot in S tier, however. Number 13, the final boss in the game, the Hollow Knight. The Hollow Knight, when he has been overtaken by Radiance, is just a really cool fight. However, the difficulty of it just isn't too high. If you're not ready for it, you might lose to it once, maybe twice, but honestly, probably not a third time. Halfway through the fight, the Hollow Knight starts fighting back against the Radiance and helping you. Once he's done this, you've kind of already won the fight. However, the cinema experience of this happening right in front of your eyes is amazing, and my jaw was dropped to the floor the first time I saw him start stabbing himself. Cheers to you, Hollow Knight. Number 12. Brothers Oro and Mato. Oro and Mato are such a cool fight. You meet the Nail Masters throughout the game and you think, wow, I wonder how good these guys are. Well, you'll get to see. It starts out only fighting one of them, but after doing just a little bit of damage, he summons his brother. They share a look, and now you are fighting two monsters. This is like if the God Tamer fight was good. Their movesets are still pretty basic, but each of them utilizes their own nail art they've taught you in the game. Incredibly fun fight, super fast paced, and just a joy to get to see the Nail Masters one last time before the game is over. I hope Oro and Mato can get over their differences, and thank you guys for showing me one last great fight. Number 11, Mantis Lords. This might be a controversial opinion, and some people may say it's too low, but let me tell you, the Mantis Lords are an amazing fight, and for their point in time, maybe the best fight in Hollow Knight. It starts off with one Mantis Lord, and you get to learn their very basic moveset, learning exactly how the fight's gonna go, before you knock them out, summoning the other two to do the same moveset but at the same time. This gets you used to the quick pace of Hollow Knight without surprising you. I know all the moves that are gonna hit me, but am I ready for them? Probably not. The only reason this fight comes in at number 11 is because it's overshadowed by some of my favorite bosses in the game. But oh my god, once you get to this fight, you will not be able to put down Hollow Knight. Thank you, Mantis Lords, for being one of my favorite fights in modern day game. Number 10, Absolute Radiance. Absolute Radiance is a super cool fight, but it's just a little too frustrating. The fight is so long and you have so little opportunities to heal at any point. It'll have you scrambling for heals at bad times and getting hit when you really shouldn't, which really sucks when you're taking 2 damage. This fight would be perfect if it just wasn't so long. Not only that, it comes at the end of Pantheon 5, and you're not allowed to practice it until you encounter it, so you're basically guaranteed to lose your first Pantheon 5 run. Absolute Radiance, you're a great fight, you're very hard, but god damn it, do I fucking hate you. And at the top of A tier, at number 9, we have Paintmaster Shio. When we see Shio painting in his house, I just can't help but wonder what kind of nail master he was. Well, we get to see it. By using the power of paint, Shio gets to turn the Oro and Mato fight into a bit of a bullet hell. Dodging the projectiles he throws at you while also having to dodge his few melee attacks is an amazing feeling and is incredibly satisfying. Honestly, I wish there were more projectile-based fights in Hollow Knight because it is so fun to dodge them. I know I just said Absrad isn't that good. It's good. It's good. Come on, I put it at number 10. Don't. Shut up. Paintmaster Shio is great. It's awesome to see him fight, and the creativity behind this fight is just amazing. This fight is a joy to play, and if you don't think so, then I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree. And that leaves us with just 8 bosses left in S tier. If you had any one of these bosses as the best fight in the game, I would have to respect your opinion. But this is my ranking for them, and I hope you can respect mine. I actually don't care if you respect my opinion. Tell me in the comments how my opinion sucks, and I'll make sure to respond to you in an incredibly rude way. At number 8, we have White Defender. It's a shame to have a White Defender all the way up here in S tier, but this one, he's alright. It's everything you love about the Dung Defender and more. He's faster paced, he's got a few new attacks to surprise us, and this one can't be blown out of the ground. But there's one extra part of this fight that just really makes it. You can juggle him to death. I unfortunately wasn't able to pull it off in this run, but we were able to get a ton of damage done. This feeling is always great. Just doing it at all is incredibly fun, and when you pull off the single juggle to death, you feel like a god. Thanks, White Defender, for giving me something in Hollow Knight that I never thought I wanted. An incredibly hard fight that has a skillful cheese attached to it that is incredibly fun to pull. Number 7. Radiance. All the good things about Absolute Radiance, except it's a little bit shorter and a little bit easier. Some people might tell you that it being easier is a bad thing, but Absolute Radiance is hard in a few ways that I just think aren't that fun. Radiance, as a final conclusion to Hollow Knight, is an amazing boss that's just difficult enough to have you coming back and trying a few times. The double damage is punishing, but none of the moves feel unfair. And the sun turning into radiance as the final moment of the game, I'm not sure there's anything more special than that. Radiance is better than absolute radiance, and if you disagree, I'm sorry. Number 6, Grim. Grim is a dance of a boss. He's one of the first bosses in Hollow Knight that truly teaches you patience. You don't get to hit Grim on your terms, you hit him on his terms. Grim is constantly teleporting around the arena, giving you various different attacks that are incredibly hard to dodge and have small windows to punish him. You have to make sure you're squeezing every little bit of damage you can on this guy because he will not go down. But give him a few tries and the feeling of beating this boss is like no other. Thank you, Grim, for teaching me what patience truly is. Number 5, Grey Prince Zote. Grey Prince Zote is such a cool fight. We all saw Zote in the main game and thought, damn, I want to beat that little fucker up. I hate his ass. Old man keeps telling me he's the best fighter in the world, but I keep saving him from these situations and he keeps getting pissed. I just wish I could beat him up. Well, by going to Bretta's dreams, you can, but unfortunately, she sees him a little bit better than you do. Grey Prince Zote is like a JoJo's character that doesn't know what he's doing. He runs around, he trips and falls and kills you. There's a bunch of RNG and randomness to this fight that makes it amazing and fun, and a fight you can go back to over and over and over again. Honestly, it sucks that I have him this low, but the bosses above him are just a cut above. Number 4, Sisters of Battle. Come on, dude, it's Mantras Lords with an extra sister. Come on. This boss fight is turned up to 11. The speed is ridiculous. If you're not moving the entire time, you will die fast. And getting to add that third Mantis while the two are sitting on the edge and throwing projectiles at you is exactly what this fight needed to bring up the pace. Sisters of Battle is the conclusion to Hollow Knight that I really needed. Thank you, Team Cherry, for putting this fight in the game. Number 3. Nailmaster Sly. Nailmaster Sly is a fight where I honestly couldn't find a time to hit him. He's constantly moving around the arena, giving you very little chances to attack. You have to barely squeeze him in, and you have to get really close to him, which isn't something you want to do against a boss this fast and powerful. You have a few stagger windows where you get chances to heal, but you better use them because you're not going to get another chance. This fight is fast-paced, it's erratic, and right when you think you're done, he hits you with a phase 2. Phase 2 never stops moving, and it will kill you if you're not ready. It's almost like a little puzzle. How do I dodge this guy, and when can I hit him? Figure it out, and you're going to get to beat one of the best fights in the game. What a cool way to let us fight the shopkeeper we've been working with all game. Number 2 is Pure Vessel. Team Cherry really snapped with this God Home DLC. A lot of our S tier bosses have been bosses that were just added in this DLC, and Pure Vessel is no different. After fighting the Hollow Knight and him being just a little underwhelming with difficulty, you just can't help. What was this guy like in his prime? Well, he was maybe the hardest boss in the game. While fighting all of the bosses again, there were only 2 that I died to. Absolute Radiance and Pure Vessel, and I just didn't die to him once. I died to him over and over and over again. This fight is fast. Damn! Every attack he has is incredibly hard to dodge, and there are very little windows you can find to heal. The only annoying thing about this fight is when he staggers, he falls down, and if you're too close to him, he will damage you. And although that used to be a problem, it wasn't really a problem this time through. Pure Vessel is fast-paced, it's hard, it's erratic, I've used that word too much, and it's exactly what I want from a Hollow Knight boss. So, who's the boss above him? And as the best boss in the game, number 1, we have Nightmare King Grim. Now, Nightmare King Grim is kind of a solved fight. If you know what you're doing, you can do this fight hitless every time. But what you will be performing is a feat worth watching. As we know, Grim is a performer. He runs a traveling circus, and does he put on a show? Nightmare King Grim is fast-paced. Everything I said about Grim is doubled. Every attack is faster, every window to hit him is smaller, and there are no chances to heal. And with the fight doing double damage, you're always that much closer to being on the edge of your life. He has a few new attacks to spice it up, but mainly everything is faster and more dangerous. Executing this fight, though, is unlike any other in video game. It's like a Guitar Hero boss fight. If a rhythm game wasn't Hollow Knight, this would be it. And oh boy, is it a good one. Thank you, Team Cherry, for putting the best boss fight I've ever fought in this game. Nightmare King Grim is the best fight in Hollow Knight. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. I just recently posted my run of doing permadeath for the first time on my channel. Go check it out. It's a 2-hour masterpiece. If you want more Hollow Knight videos, make sure you leave a comment telling me what to do next. It's about time I speedrun this damn game. One more time, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.